Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. On today's episode of me talking about stuff and things, I wanted to give a brief recap / analysis / potential spoilers for Last One Standing Season 3 based off the sneak peek that they aired on Discovery on May 11th. Before I continue, in the description there are some links, and I would highly recommend checking out the Castaway survey link. And it does require a Google sign-in, but feel free to share it and advocate for those you want to potentially see on a Castaways. Now on to this episode. It's basically some sneak peeks of various challenges and drama throughout the season, plus vignettes of the survivalists, their number of days, their motivation, their PSR, their title, and their journey up to that moment. And we are told about how the competition is taking place in the Australian outback, but the interesting part about that is that instead of it being a 45-day competition, it is a 30-day competition, and I can see why, because it can get very, very hot in Australia, and it is a very harsh environment, so we will be getting a 30-day competition as opposed to 45, and the prize amount is still the same at $100,000. I think it should be higher, and the winner also gets a 10.0 PSR. And they made a point to show Matt talking about how 5 survivalists in the last week have been taken out, whether that's elimination or med tap, or elimination and med tap is yet to be seen, but I think it'll be eliminations and med taps. But they also have 4 weeks to get rid of 13 other survivalists, so we'll see how that goes. And I also wanted to talk about how the first challenge was basically spoiled, so spoilers a little bit ahead. There's a sneak peek of everyone reading their first challenge and how it starts now, and they need to quickly get materials because they need to get a flint and some tinder and start a fire and carry that fire on a piece of bark, it seems, and get that to a pyre in a river and set the pyre on fire. There may be more to it, but that's all we're shown, and we are told that the bottom 2 men and the bottom 2 women will face elimination. And I believe the next day they have to do a challenge where they have to set a row of straw on fire. And I guess the one to do it the fastest stays in the competition. And based on context clues and the clips we see, it seems the bottom 2 women for the first challenge are Kaiela H and Trish. And the bottom 2 men are Matt and Trent. And I think part of the reason is Matt burns himself, and so that probably hindered him. And unfortunately, it seems that Trent and Kaiela H are the first 2 to be eliminated from the challenge. That's very sad because they're really skilled survivalists, and it's upsetting to see them go. And also, based on the preview, I think that the final 8 will be Matt and Darrin, Max, Laura, and Kaiela H, and Cheeny, Patrick, and Jermaine, because there's a moment where there looks to be another tree chopping challenge where the survivors have to make their own axes, and those are the 8 that shows up, and the men have significant beard growth, and so I think that that's the final 8. We also see Matt and Darrin carrying a bunch of tree material with them, so I think later on they're partnered up, and then Max, Laura, and Kaiela H are partnered up, and Cheeny, Patrick, and Jermaine are partnered up. And so that means that Kai, Trish, Jamie, and Suzanne are the next 4 eliminated after Trent and Kaiela H. I think that Jamie gets med-tabbed due to heat exhaustion because that's kind of what we see in the commercial, and I think that he's the one that's being carried out by production. And then the final 5 of Last One Standing Season 3 may be Cheeny, Matt, Max, Darrin, and Patrick, because they showed the moment where the 5 of them are kind of in a line shooting their bows and arrows, and they have to hit a target. And there were no moments of Laura being shown with the bow and arrow, or Kaiela H, or Jermaine. And they may be there, but are just off camera, but it looks like the final 5 may be Cheeny, Max, Matt, Darrin, and Patrick. And Max, Darrin, and Patrick seem to have a lot of beard growth. Max already came in with a big beard, so I'm basing it off of Patrick, Darrin, and Matt because they were pretty clean shaven. So those are my kind of assumptions of what's going to be happening. The first challenge is going to have a bottom 2 of Trent and Matt, and then Kaiela H and Trish. We'll have our initial partnerships that I've spoken about in previous videos, and we shall see what happens, but that's kind of the brief recap that I got out of this, and it'll be interesting to see the drama of it all. Thank you all so much for listening. Please like, comment nice things, and subscribe, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Okay, bye-bye.